Namaskar. 20th of May 2023, and it's quite early in the morning. Uh, I remember having drawn a tree when I was in the school, and I recollect what I drew at that time, and I'm just sharing it with you. This is what I drew when I was in school. These are the roots, this is the trunk, and these are the branches, the leaves, the fruits, right? And I wrote expectations and miseries. So the root cause of our miseries is expectations. Folks, I wonder how could I write and conceptualize this beautiful truth that expectations are at the root of our miseries, they're the root cause of our miseries. Maybe at that time, God was gracious enough, kind enough, the universe was benevolent for me to understand the basics of human existence, and which I continue to do so. You know, having said that, it is very human to expect. Expectations are very human. We all expect. We expect love for love, admiration for admiration, favor for favor, respect for respect. And that's basically, a bargain, a business transaction. When I do you a favor and I expect return favor, that is a business transaction. And the business transactions may not go as per your desire, as per your will. If I love somebody and I expect somebody, that fellow to respect me, to love me back, that's not necessary. That's not necessary. I have my emotions, I have my feelings. The other fellow has his or her own emotions and feelings and would behave in that manner. So if I expect the same thing to return to me in the same measure, I'm in for trouble. I'm in misery. I invite misery. Relationships are based upon expectations, no doubt about that. It is reciprocation. But you cannot have equitable reciprocation. Somebody might be plowing in 70% in that relationship. The other fellow may be plowing in just 30% or 40%. The person who plows in 70% in a relationship must not expect the other fellow also to plow in the same measure. He or she is putting in 70% into the relationship or even 100% into the relationship at his own will, on his own will, at his own, because of his own feelings and emotions in that relationship, and because he values that relationship. And in return, he might not get the same value, the same measure from the other party, from the other person involved in the relationship. So one must do the bit without expecting equal measure in return. Nobody forces you to put in 100% in a relationship. You do it voluntarily. But at the same time, do not expect the other fellow to return that back in the same measure. He or she does it at his own volition, own desires, own expectations. That fellow has the own parameters, the own way of functioning, the own way of being in the relationship. You cannot force. If I love somebody, I do it because I love somebody. That fellow may not love me back the same measure. If I expect same thing, same measure, I'm in for trouble. So, folks, let us leave expectations if we want our peace of mind, if you want to be not miserable. If you want to be miserable, keep expecting. Keep expecting. If you do something just for the sake of doing it, gives you pleasure of doing it, you value that to do it, you intend to do it. But do not expect the return in the same measure if you want to avoid misery. However, if you want to be miserable, keep expecting. Keep expecting. I record videos, I record audios. I've started doing that now. God has been kind enough. I think the universe has its own plans. And I expect people to like that, to compliment that. And if they don't do that, I'm in misery. So I do my job of conveying my thoughts and being a courier to the divine grace. My job is done. I should be happy and content with that. Period. I should not expect people to admire that. Of course, there's a little bit of expectation, but that's it. Everybody would expect. I'm human. So if somebody likes it, well, that's good enough. I love it. I like it. And I thank it. Thank the person for it. But I must not be overly expecting the admiration or whatever back. Right? That's the bottom line. That's the crux. Do your job for the sake of doing the job because you love the job, but do not expect much in return. Expect a little, move on. That's it. If you don't do that, you are in misery. So I end up again this talk with this same thing: expectations and miseries, the roots, the fruits, and the branches. Right? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you. Bye bye.